What are the top 5 business schools in the world? Well, it depends who you ask and when you ask. If you ask someone in the business school world, like an admissions consultant, they would probably say Harvard and Stanford are cut above, and then there's Wharton, and the top 5 is actually maybe a top 7. It depends who you pick from this group of the next 4: Chicago Booth, Columbia Business School, Northwestern Kellogg, and MIT. They would round out the top 5, and it would really be up to that person's preference to figure out which ones were in the top 5 and which ones were just on the outside. Of course, if you ask a business school grad which school is best, they'll likely name their school. In 2024, if you asked U.S. News and World Report what they would say, Stanford and Wharton would be tied for the best business school in the United States. Northwestern Kellogg and Chicago Booth would be tied for 3rd, and MIT Sloan would be in 5th, with Harvard Business School just out of the top at number 6. Poets and Quants has a different idea. They have Northwestern Kellogg at number 1, Stanford at number 2, followed by Chicago Booth, Harvard Business School, and UVA Darden at spots 3 through 5. Again, just in the US, the Financial Times will actually answer the question giving a worldwide ranking, so naturally the list looks different here for 2025. Wharton is at number 1, Columbia Business School at number 2, Spain's ESA is at number 3, though they were at number 5 in 2024. INSEAD in France and SDA Bocconi School of Management in Italy are tied at number 4, with MIT Sloan at number 6. HBS doesn't show up until number 13, tied with Cornell Johnson, and Stanford isn't on the list at all this year. According to Poets and Quants, the Financial Times told Stanford it didn't receive enough responses or data from alumni to be considered. You could even ask LinkedIn now and get an entirely different list. Stanford is the best, followed by INSEAD, HBS, Wharton, and MIT Sloan. If you ask these publications again in 2026, they'll likely give you a different list. So what's the takeaway here? Best is completely subjective. It's an opinion and it varies with time. Sure, some are based on criteria like employment rates, salary after graduation, academic achievements, or even a school's carbon footprint, but they all contain some sort of opinion. What do other schools' administration and recruiters think about the school, or how helpful an alumni network is, or their long-term reputation is? Interestingly, Malcolm Gladwell always points out that there was a study done of top law schools many years ago where administrators were asked to rank law schools, and one of the programs ranked didn't even have a law school. It just ended up there because it was ranked on the basis of the halo effect of its parent institution. It gives you an idea of how much opinion and bias creep into these rankings. So don't ask what the best business school is, but rather what is the best business school for me, because rankings come and go and opinions change. And the best way to figure that out is to do your own research and determine your own goals. Sure, you can start with one of the lists I mentioned earlier, but don't narrow yourself into a top 5 or even top 15. Check out employment reports, research specialties, and classes and clubs. Read our insider's guides and international guides. Talk to an admissions consultant. We do a free half hour with anyone. Determine what matters to you and make your own top 5 business school list. Then it's time to get to work to make sure you're part of the next class. And if you're interested in learning more about schools, really digging in and getting to know them, I would highly recommend checking out On Track by mbaMission, our vast MBA admissions curriculum and admissions platform. You answer a questionnaire and the On Track platform gets tailored to you, so you only get the modules that you need. It is such a powerful platform that a client called me and told me that it was actually better than his target school's website for preparing him for a class visit. And speaking of class visits, you may want to know how to make the most of yours. Check out this video coming up next.